website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. APC stalwart from Ifedore local government area of Ondo State, Wale Adefila, has declared his intention to contest for a seat in Ondo State House of Assembly in 2027. Adefila announced his aspiration at APC Secretariat in Igbarauke, the headquarters of the council area. Osrc Joy Pius now reports.
As preparations for the 2027 elections gain momentum, Wale Adefila, an indigene of Ilaramoki in Ifedore local government, has declared his intention to run for a seat in Ondo State House of Assembly. During a meeting with party members at APC Secretariat in Igbarauke, Adefila emphasized that his ambition is driven by a passion to serve and uplift his constituents.
Desire to serve is an inborn tendencies, and it's been there right from childhood. So at this age, I see it as an opportunity to offer myself for service, simply because I care about the welfare of my people at the Federal and the states. So I believe I have the capacity and I have the interest to offer to my people absolute representation, total service and dedication, which will bring about the development of my local government, the state and the country at large.
Adefila pledged transparency, inclusivity, and dedicated representation for the people of Ifedore at the grassroots.
In governance, I will discharge absolute transparency. I will have, a regular interaction with my people to understand their plights and to attend to their needs. It is very necessary to have an interaction, basically, and always with the people. Of course, I stay in their midst. There was never a time I came home and I will lodge in an hotel. I don't do that. I live in the midst of the people, and when I come around, I listen to their plights, I listen to their yearnings, and I know I have built myself in such a way that I will be able to offer, capacity leadership, excellent and incorruptible leadership to my people.
APC chairman in Ifedore, Tunde Fawuyi, endorsed Adefila's aspiration, assuring him of the party's full support. With political activities intensifying ahead of 2027, the aspirants vowed to transform the narratives for Ifedore constituents by staying connected to the grassroots and delivering impactful representation. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
In other news, following demands by traditionalists for the federal government to declare August 21 and 22 public holidays to mark Isheshe Day, the Muslim rights concern Murik has declared support for the traditionalists, noting, however, that the worshippers must respect the rights of worshippers of other religions. The International Council for Ifa Religion had called on President Bola Tinubu to give equal recognition to adherents by declaring August 20 and 21 public holidays. Murik's executive director, Ishak Akintola, made the call, where he stated that the demand by the adherents was just, legitimate, and constitutional. Akintola, however, said adherents of the traditional religion must first remove all the skeletons in their cupboard and recognize and respect the rights of others. He also said past rights infringements and worshippers of Allah must stop, particularly unlawful restrictions on people's movements during Oro festivals, among others. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria has craved urgent reforms in the country's refineries and cautioned against political interference in the oil and gas sector. Pengasin President Festus Osifo, who made the call in Abuja at the ongoing Fourth Pengasin and Labour Summit, said Nigeria's refineries should operate under a model similar to the Nigeria liquefied natural gas, where the government holds minority stakes while competent private operators take majority control for efficiency. He warned that Nigeria's 37 billion barrels of crude reserves risk remaining underutilized if production continues to hover around 2 million barrels per day, urging authorities to intensify drilling and exploration. Osrc also condemned alleged anti-labor practices, warning that Pengassin would resist any attempt to suppress workers' rights. And in Kano State, the government says plans are underway to grant amnesty to repentant thugs in the state. The state's Commissioner for Information, Ibrahim Vaya, made the disclosure during the flag-off ceremony for the profiling of repentant thugs under the Safe Corridor Scheme. Vaya said 718 people were already profiled for the amnesty, while 960 were waiting to be profiled after they laid down their arms. He said a new project was initiated by the Governor Abba Yusuf administration to address the thuggery menace in the state. On his part, Commissioner of Police Ibrahim Bakori appealed to those yet to lay down their arms to do so and embrace peace, as the initiative provides them second chance to start afresh and become productive members of society. We take another break on the news. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
The MTN Mega Billion promo is here. Dial star 900 hash and recharge 100 naira or more before 5 p.m. and you could be a millionaire. At 7 p.m. all cash prizes will be paid directly into your Momo account. Dial star 900 hash. Start recharging now and stand a chance to win big in the MTN Mega Billion promo.
You're welcome back. The Chinese government has cautioned its nationals living in Nigeria against engaging in illegal activities, including mining. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Yu Denhai, gave the warning after he led a delegation of the embassy's officials in Nigeria on a courtesy visit to the governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, in Abeokuta. Denhai said his home country encourages Chinese investors to come to Nigeria, but never in support of any national engaging in illegal mining, as Chinese nationals are expected to live within the ambit of the law of their host country. Governor Abiodun said his administration is ready to partner Chinese investors in agriculture, solid mineral exploration, and other areas that would be of benefit to both parties. He called on Chinese investors to take advantage of the conducive business environment, warm people, and availability of needed infrastructure to open up more investment in the state, as his administration is ready to give them the needed support. Russia has launched 574 drones and 40 missiles on Ukraine in one of the heaviest bombardments in weeks. One person was killed in the western city of Lviv, while 15 others were reported injured. The attacks came as U.S. President Donald Trump spearheads diplomatic moves to halt the war. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha said the strikes highlighted why efforts to bring it to an end were so critical. President Volodymyr Zelensky has said Ukraine was ready to meet Russia's Vladimir Putin, mooting Switzerland or Austria, and was not against Istanbul either. In Texas, House Republicans have approved the plan to redraw voting boundaries critics say stacks the deck in favor of U.S. President Donald Trump's party. It is the first step in the controversial plan, which could win the Republicans 5 more seats in next year's midterm federal elections. The report is presented by Blessing Obe.
Welcome back.
Democrats in the Texas House of Representatives had delayed this vote for as long as they could, even at one point leaving the state for 2 weeks to prevent a debate. But eventually, Republicans who hold a majority passed a measure they openly admit is designed to give their party 5 extra seats at next year's midterm elections. Elections are expected to be very close, and for the White House, there is much at stake. If the Republicans lose the House of Representatives, Democrats will have free rein to investigate the Trump administration and perhaps has spearheaded a strategy to get Republican states to withdraw their electoral maps to help boost the Republican chances. Donald Trump posting this week that Texas Republicans need to help us win the 2026 midterm elections pass their new bill as is for the One Big Beautiful congressional map. As a result, Democrats-controlled states say they will also redistrict in a nakedly partisan manner to help their party's chances of taking the House. The governor of California has taken the lead. His redistriction plan is also intended to give the Democrats 5 extra seats in the midterms, but it feels an extra hurdle. It will have to be approved in a state referendum in November.
What we're doing neutralizes what's happening in Texas. People have this chance with this ballot on November 4th to stand up to the rule of law, stand up for co-equal branches of government, stand up to yes, Donald Trump, but also stand up in the spirit that defines this moment to people being bullied and people being intimidated.
And this is a fight that is expected to rule on in state after state across the nation. Blessing Obi, Osrc News.
And with our report, we've come to the end of the news at 7. But before we go, another look at the major stories. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa of Ondo State has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to tackling drug trafficking, cybercrime, cultism, kidnapping, and other related offenses. Aiyedatiwa made the statement during a courtesy visit from the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime Delegation, led by Cheikh Toure, the country's representative. And in a clarion call for urgent reforms and technical competence to unlock Nigeria's full oil and gas potential for sustainable growth, Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria has called for the urgent need to revive Nigeria's refineries and boost crude oil production. We told you that operatives of Federal Capital Territory Police Command have arrested 116 suspects from different black spots across the territory over drug-related crimes. And lastly, Russia has launched 674 drones and 40 missiles at Ukraine, killing 1 person. And that's it on the news. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.